Do do do. Shame about the Yasna. Do do do. Shame about the Yasna. Oh mate. Listen, right. Losing to Bournemouth is not for everyone. Okay, it's not for everyone. We do it at home, but yeah, last time out away to Bournemouth and 1-0 down, and we shithouse our way back to a 1-1 draw. But Arsenal had the lead at home and blew it. Absolutely blew it. To guess this, dark arts and Stoke tactics. It's come back to haunt you. But nonetheless, talking of Stoke, Man United play Brentford away tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, and I've got to be honest, on the grander scheme of things, for a league that is dead, for nothing really to play for, I suppose you could still try and push to win these Prem games to, add as much of a league position as possible. Does increase your competition earnings by the time you get to the end of the season. But it is a little bit of a dead rubber game because a lot of our focus will be on Thursday for the return leg of the Europa League semis to get us into the final. So definitely a big game. Make no mistake about it. A big game for Man United. It's you can say winning this one is a statement. It is a statement result, especially sandwiched between two critical games. But above all else, one of the focuses that I believe with this team tomorrow has to be very much centric around minimal risk and, not playing the most key and influential players. Now, there's a one or two selections here that I can say, yeah, definitely. This is the sort of team I would go with, but then maybe um, a bit of a concern about other player selections. However, you know, it is what it is. But ultimately, these are just how these will be just my feelings, and it's the predicted lineups expected from both teams tomorrow. I'll just quickly rifle through Brentford's team, going with Flecken in goal. Lewis Potter, Van Denberg, and Collins with KOD at the as a back four. Two number sixes. It's not Yarmolenko. I always think it's Yarmolenko, the Ukrainian in their team, but it's actually Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko. I don't know how you pronounce that name. Yarmolenko. I think it's actually Yarmolenko. But yeah, him and Norgard in the six positions with Shard, Damsgaard, and Mbomo in the attacking three with Visar top. Not a bad team, quite strong. They're missing one or two players to injury, but a very specific way of playing. And I think dependent on what sort of a lineup that we go into tomorrow with, we could see perhaps a tightly contested game. I've predicted going with a 2-1 to United. I think I predicted a 2-1 to United. I know some other people have predicted against United winning this game, but once you can understand why, I also think that maybe there's a bit of a resurgence of belief in the team because you're getting quite close to something monumental, which would be the Europa League. And if you could win that, then you can cast the season as, more or less a failure. But ultimately, you won a trophy and then qualify for European competition. So there's probably a bit of a pep in the, not Pep Guardiola, that'll be a bit weird, but a pep in the step at Manchester United at this moment in time. But this team, the predicted lineups team, I'm not sure as to whether this poses what this Man United team would need to beat Brentford, because I can imagine they'll probably be playing for position, so they'll go with a stronger team as they have available. But our predicted lineup has gone with Anana in goal, the back three of Shaw, Lindelof, and then De Ligt, surprisingly back into the team. Maybe using this as a way for him to get back up to match fitness quicker and ultimately potentially fathom a start in the Thursday game. Um, the middle four, or the wing backs of the back five, we've got Harry Amas on the left. I think just to sort of keep Patrick Dorgu at a small sort of safety. Not necessarily bubble wrapping him, but a bit more precaution to not unnecessarily playing important players for the team when you don't really need to. So I can see that happening. The same case has been supposed in midfield with a surprising duo. You've got Christian Eriksen in there, but alongside him, Seiko Kone, the academy graduate that, by the way, I've seen his Paul Pogba-esque goal, and is really weird because he scores it from the exact same position with the exact same technique. It's so weird, like how absolutely carbon copy it was. But if he does end up getting minutes on the weekends or tomorrow, I'll be welcome to it. Hopefully, it's not, you know, with United getting absolute drabbing. Um, but to see him in there, involved with the game tomorrow, would be a nice welcoming change. Right wing back, get this, Amad Diallo. Hmm. I'm not sure about wing back. I can imagine maybe there will be a sort of feeling that I'd much rather be him be in and around the tens, one of the tens position. But judging by the other two selections in this lineup, I can also understand why. Perhaps they've predicted Diallo being a right wing back because they've got Mason Mount and Kobbie Mainoo as the two tens in the team. Um, Again, can sort of see why the reasoning behind perhaps why they'd want to do that, but also then Rasmus Højlund up top. Not sure about Rasmus Højlund. Maybe he starts the game and then we see Chido come on because Chido cannot play in Europa League, but he can play in Premier League. So I'd imagine if we see, for instance, Seiko Kone, Harry Amas, and co featuring in this team, I can absolutely imagine that we'll see Chido also feature tomorrow afternoon. Um, so yeah, I'd imagine that if it's Højlund starting, then Obi Martins probably will be half-time substitution. If not, then it'd be perhaps the other way around, vice versa. But yeah, Kobbie Mainoo and Mason Mount, I can imagine. Mason Mount probably not as protected, but maybe also protected given his injury reoccurrence issues. But for me, it's just play him enough to get him in the shop window and sell him on to somebody who can actually give him more consistency in game time, but also that he's not necessarily going to continue his injury ravaged record at Man United. He's not worked out, has Mason Mount. He hasn't worked out whatsoever. So for me, if you do play him not to say I want you in my system, play him to say, well, I don't really have a future for you here. I just want you to play the very best to your abilities because you're going to be, put on the transfer list in the summer. So that's how I feel about Mason Mount featuring in the setup. Kobbie Mainoo, I think, is definitely a lot more tactical in the sense that it is somebody who's got a goal on the not was it it wasn't Thursday. Jesus, I'm talking about the last game in against Lyon. I think that was his return. One of the games of his return. He's been back for a few weeks now. But yeah, Kobbie Mainoo, viable goal threat definitely viable goal threat, and maybe we can exploit that a little bit more tomorrow. Get Cobby involved in the box a little bit more. Mason Mount, I think, in the initial aspects or phases of training when Amorim sort of came in, Mason Mount was deemed as somebody who can support in the box, and whether it's the final pass or the taking the shot, that was one of the positions that I think Amorim first initially thought about Mason Mount playing in, and maybe that's perhaps we could argue the tactical side to why Mount plays in the 10. But but yeah, as a whole, I think midfield selection quite weak and very easily got at. So if Lindelof is going to be playing, he's going to need one hell of a game, along with Luke Shaw and also Matthias de Ligt, and Anand needs to not have bozo genes. Otherwise, it's going to be quite a routine, regular day at the office for Brentford, and that is not really something I want to see. I want Brentford to feel challenged. I want Brentford to struggle with this game a bit. I want to see this Man United selection, whoever it is that starts tomorrow, get the rub of the green. Don't necessarily rely on lady luck, but you know, put forward a strong performance that keeps momentum, and the feel good factor in the camp going into Thursday, and then properly get us into the final. I don't want to see complacency, and I don't want to see confidence take a major hit. So anything that keeps us going with all the wheels turning into Thursday, and I'll be happy. But guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What your score predictions are. I'm pretty sure, almost certain, I went with the 2-1 to Man United. I don't necessarily see this game being one that's a complete blowout for either teams. I think it's just a closely decided game, and Brentford will have their best available. I can imagine Brentford definitely will have the capacity in scoring a goal, and maybe more than that. But let's see what Man United can bring to the table. So yeah, guys, once more, don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe, and pop your score predictions down in the comment section, as well as your feelings about some of the player selections that have been featured on that predicted lineups, and if there are any changes that you would make. And yeah, that's that. Post-match reaction. What time? What time is it tomorrow? 2 p.m. 2 p.m. So definitely we'll have a match reaction for that one. Before then, Sunday at night takeaway show at 8 o'clock. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one. And yeah, fingers crossed it's a positive result tomorrow, and we can put our focus back to Thursday. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday nights, and yeah, we'll be back again tomorrow.